Hi. Okay. Let's start discussing and solving problem number 1. The ratio of two numbers is 9:10. If the smaller number is 45, what is the larger number? First step in any worded problem is to denote the unknown. You can denote it with any variable, x or y or z or a or b or c, as you please. So let's call it x. Let x is the larger number. What is the given? There is a ratio of the smaller and the larger number being 9:10. We can write that down in terms of a fraction with 9 as the numerator and 10 as the denominator. And then let's apply the different givens in the problem. The smaller number is 45. Now, the question is that smaller number on the other side of the equation going to be the numerator or the denominator? In order to decide on that, you have to look at the original relationship, which is 9:10, 9 being the numerator and 10 being the denominator. The smaller number is the numerator and the bigger number is the denominator, which means to say this 45 is the numerator. 45 and x. Now, in solving for x, problems like this, you have to eliminate the fraction. No? Convert it into simpler terms. How do you do that? If you multiply this side by 10, then you will have 10 over 10, you'll cancel out. Okay? So when they cancel out, you have eliminated the denominator. But there is a rule in mathematics that whatever you do on the left side, you have to do on the other side. Which means to say, if you multiply something here, you have to multiply this same thing. If you add something here, you have to add also here. If you subtract something here, you have to subtract. If you have to divide, then you have to divide. In this case, since we would like to eliminate 10, the denominator, then, let me check it, okay. We multiply this by 10 divided by 10, which we shall also do on the other side of the equation. Before I proceed, let me just tell you in advance that what I am showing you is the most basic step-by-step procedure of how to come up with the solution here. Down the road, down my presentation, I will show you a shortcut, a more professional way, and a faster way of computing this without going through all of these detailed steps. But let me continue. So here, you cancel this. This is 9 equals, multiplying that, 450 over x. Now, we want to have x to be the remaining one, and it becomes numerator. So, what we do is multiply this again, this side by x, so that it will cancel out, and at the same time, multiply this by x. So, if you have 450 times x over x, then you do the same thing here, 9 times x. So what happens? This cancel out. So now the remaining equation is 9x equals 450. Similar to what was done here, this time divide this by 9, so that the only thing that remains is x. So 9x divided by 9 to eliminate 9. You also divide this 450 divided by 9. Okay? So 9 cancels out. Therefore, you have 9, or you have x equals 450 over 9. Where is my calculator? 450 divided by 9 is 50. So that is your answer. Now, checking. Nine is to 10 equals, if you divide that, 0.9. 45 divided by 50 equals 0.9. So the answer is correct. Check. Now earlier I told you that there is a faster and more efficient way of doing these things. So let me erase this. Let's start from the very beginning. The same thing, we denote our unknown as x, and we put the equations as given. So 9 is to 10 equals 45 over x. The fast way of doing things is, of course, the first thing we, as I said earlier, is we try to remove this fraction, simplify it. And in this case, the rule of thumb is, if you move this to the other side, the denominator becomes numerator on the other side. If you move this on the other side, this numerator becomes the this denominator, becomes the numerator. On the other hand, conversely, if you move this numerator to the other side, it becomes the denominator. Let's proceed. We want to move this to the other side. So 9x, and we want to move this to the other side. 45 times 10. So 9x equals 450. Now, if we want to remove this here so that the only thing that remains is x, then this is a numerator. It moves to the other side as a denominator. X equals 450 over 9. Therefore, x equals 50. The same answer as we had earlier in the long solution that we had. That's all for problem number 1. And let me just invite you to click subscribe below, because we are going to upload 1 or 2 problems every day, and we would like you to be promptly notified every time there are new videos.